Alright, y'all, it's been a minute, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to get clients during the whole COVID crisis. So, you're going to want to do two things. You're going to want to work harder. You're going to have to work harder, as I'm noticing now. I've stopped working I used to do like 6 a.m. till 12 p.m. and then bam, I'd be kind of done for the day. No, now I'm working till like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. and then I got my other projects I got to work on. So, you gotta rack in more hours because you gotta work harder. People are panicking and they're not investing in SEO as much or as easily as they used to, and so you gotta work harder, right? It's not easy. So this is what I'm gonna be doing. Well, this is the first 30, 50, right? So I no longer use Mixmax because I'm not happy with the fact that you can only use Gmail with Mixmax. I have a video over here that seemed to have gotten some engagement on how to use, Mixmax and get clients with it, and I've actually gotten a couple clients with it, so I'm not bullshitting when I say you can do it with this method, and it's still the same method, just using a different tool. I now use SmartReach.io. I recommend it. I really actually recommend it. Like, the pricing is awesome. It's $24 for about like 1,000 emails, and like 1,000 emails a month. It's awesome, right? And like the benefit of this versus Mixmax is that you can use your domain email and set it up easily. I actually don't know if Mixmax allowed you to do that, and if it didn't, I was just being dumb. Like, oh well. But I'm not going to show you exactly how to do this because this is going to be a tutorial. This is not going to be a tutorial on SmartReach. I might make a tutorial on that, but basically I'm going to email and receive messages using my info email, and then personal injury lawyers. This is what we're going after. We're going after personal injury lawyers across the world. So I no longer use D7 Lead Finder. As you may have remembered, I was spending like $90 a month on lead generation, and instead I decided, you know what, if I'm spending $90 a month, that's like 50% of hiring an employee to do something that's going to help me automate my process, and so I was like, all right, I'm going to outsource my lead generation at first. I realized that it's kind of not the most effective way. I should be doing the lead generation and I should be doing the sales because that's all me, right? I want to grow my business. And so now I have my VAs doing pretty much all client work, and I'm doing like the lead hunting, the name finding and all that. So anyway, enough of me rambling. Let's get on with how we're going to find these leads. So I'm going after personal injury lawyers. I recommend you going after attorneys during this time because, they're kind of attorneys and lawyers. They usually work from home on cases anyway. Obviously, they go to court and stuff, and I think courts are still open in most places anyway, so, they're still in demand. And personal injury during this time might be pretty interesting. There might be some pretty big cases out there. Personal injury, criminal defense, family lawyers, mediators, all of that, they're still going to be in business, right? Contractors like HVACs, plumbers, and stuff like that, they're still probably all in business as well. I don't see why they wouldn't be. So that's why local service businesses are awesome, and the whole lawyer industry is just awesome because you can actually do a lot of like Zoom conferences and stuff, whereas a contractor has to physically go to your house, and perform like some repair job and stuff like that. So we're gonna go after personal injury lawyers, and now I actually did it for Atlanta, Georgia, and these are, as you can see, all the leads we've got. Like I racked up points with D7 Lead Finder like crazy, and we went through like plumbers, HVACs, divorce attorney, all of these, right? My success rate has just been pretty bad, and the reason for that is just because, again, I tried outsourcing it and it didn't work. I learned from my mistakes. Now I know when I do the lead generation, when I do all the sales work, things seem to go well, and so that's where I'm going to stick. I should have learned my lesson earlier, but, better now than never. Anyway, personal injury in, let's say we're going to do, let's say people that are in Indianapolis. So we're going to start with this, right? And we're going to go after 30 of these firms. So up to down here, right? This is our finish line. So all you're gonna do, and you can actually do like a scraper with this. And to do a scraper, I have this open web scraper. You can do this, and I might make a video on how to do it. All you're really going to do is you're going to go into inspect, you're going to install that Chrome extension and web scraper, and you can actually just scrape for all this data, and you don't have to do it individually. I don't like it though, because I don't get to see the site up front and it feels too automated. Remember guys, when you're doing sales, you want to make your process automated, or maybe your outreach automated, but your targeting needs to be like sniper, like you're hitting targets, you know? You don't want to be working with people that aren't good fits. Now, sponsored. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look up personal injury lawyer. Indianapolis. Now, the next thing you're also going to want to do during this time is just take a look at cases. And you can use this tool, if I can find it, where I think Indianapolis is in Indiana, right? Like, I'm not bugging? Yeah, so cases, right? So corona cases, United States, Indiana, 5,000. It's not super bad. I mean, I'm from New York, so this is like fucking horrible right now. But if you want to go be safer, you could probably go after Kentucky or Iowa and stuff like that. But again, then you get what you pay for, and there's not many big cities in Iowa. Well, there are, but you know what I mean. We're just going to do Indianapolis for now. So the next thing I'm going to do once I say, okay, it's not like New Jersey, which is suffering kind of right now. You know, Indianapolis, if we look up personal injury lawyer Indianapolis, let's see. We're going to take a note of a couple of people. We're going to have Sevenish law firm, probably not how you pronounce the name, but whatever. Jacobs Law LLC, and Wilson Kehoe Winningham. So these are the three attorneys I'm going to stay away from, and I don't see anything else. Hankley Law Office, I guess hankleyelawoffice.com. Just stay away from these firms. And is there a way to make this stick? Maybe not, whatever. I'll just move this on my second monitor. Anyway, as you can see, the keyword volume is just going up and down, and stuff like that. So we'll see if this is even an in-demand keyword, because it might not be, you know. So we're just going to go Hrefs, punch this in. You can use whatever keyword finder you want. You can use Ubersuggest. Ubersuggest will probably give you the same thing. And as you can see, it's searched 100 times a month. SEO difficult search 720 times a month. Alright, so that's a big difference. Take the average. 410 times a month, you know. Alright, that's not so bad. It's a good keyword. Anyway, we're going to then go through here. So we see Kenneth J. Allen Law Group, personal injury lawyer. We're going to visit the site. And what you're going to do is you're going to look for, first, if you have the Hrefs extension, this is going to be super helpful. Just look at site traffic. You see I have 599. Our firm, who we are, practice areas, personal injury. They're probably getting a lot of traffic for this. And so I don't think I would be able to solicit them anyway. But let's see. Indianapolis, right? So they're not really even located right off the bat in Indianapolis. So this would not be a good fit, which is fine. But you're just going to, again, you don't want to spend more than like 30 seconds on these leads. So yes, you want to make them personalized, but you want to be quick. Because remember, at the end of the day, you know, okay, so auto and personal injury. So we know they're doing personal injury. So if we look at the attorneys, usually the first one that's listed is going to be the head attorney. So email us. Let's see what this says. Okay, and in this case, I don't want to email using this. I don't want to email using that, right? I want to be using their direct email. So usually I'm going to look for a email Hunter.io, but as you can see, nothing is listed there. So again, going to move on. Don't have time for that. Ward and Ward Law Firm. Now this is again, this is the trade-off with D7 Lead Finder. You're able to look and get the email and look at it and verify it if it's real. It costs money, but this case, again, in this case, we're actually able to pay more attention to each lead. So I care more about the quality of the lead than mass numbers at the moment. When it comes to sending emails, I want to be able to hit as many as possible, but when it comes to selecting, I want to be able to know that I'm getting the best leads that I can. So practice areas: personal injury lawyers, about us, Indiana, meet our attorneys. So let's take a look. This is the guy we want to be talking to. So we're just going to take this site. So we know that we have 2 good emails found. Okay, so it doesn't look like he's the founding partner or anything. So found, doesn't look like this is the founding partner anyway, but law clerk to Justin. Alright, so whatever, we're just going to use this as the base. So first thing, actually, we're going to copy and paste the website, the email. Just going to punch that in. I don't want it to be too big. The company name, Ward and Ward. Now from here you could probably find their email. Maybe not. So there's no email, but whatever. Anyway, the next thing you're gonna do again is, once you have maybe a few of them, you're gonna look at the city. So Indianapolis, I don't know if that's how you spell the city name. I'm not from there, not familiar with Indianapolis so well. Indianapolis. Alright, and you know what, I'm just gonna copy and paste it. Any sort of typos, again, this is why I stopped outsourcing lead generation. Any typos or anything mistakes, they look bad and makes your company look bad. It's not the fault of the VA. I admit that I got a little bit heated sometimes at my VA and I'd get annoyed. But at the end of the day, that's because they're not trying to sell my product. You know, it's kind of hard for them to sell my product, especially if I'm not paying them the highest wage, you know? So I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to do this. So the target keyword, Indianapolis, let's do this. Personal injury lawyer, Indianapolis, right? And then right here, we're going to put in the competitor. Competitor 1, competitor 2, and then I might put in the third one too, just to kind of spice it up a little bit, so it's not like all Google My Business. We have a couple of misfits over there in the organic search, and you're just gonna do this for like all of them, all of these firms. So Bailey and Galen, attorneys at law. Right, we're going to visit their site. We're going to see, okay, I try and ignore the top part too much. I want to be more focused on the content and like where their contact is. Because up here, admittedly, we may not get scared of like their traffic. Because if we look at their keywords, like they're ranking for any, like, you know, personal, not really ranking actually for personal injury, but Texas personal injury law firm, and then here again, if they're not located in Indianapolis, right? I don't know what they're doing up in here. Then I'm gonna delete them. Now the sponsored ones I actually want to stay away from, because usually like you just saw, they're gonna have listings from out of the area. So then the next thing I might look at, again, I'll take a look at the sponsors, but in fact, this will save some time. If I just click website, I don't even have to click on their page. Batsky Law, let's see, and then while we're at it, we're going to take a look at Hearst. So let's take a look at Batsky Law. Where are they located? As long as they're in Indianapolis, that's important. So Indianapolis, great. Car accident, personal injury, and let's see, Indiana personal injury. So they have it in their title tags so we know that they're good. And so let's just take a look at any sort of contact email. So if we can't find an email, then it's going to be a little bit difficult to solicit them, obviously. And so we have a contact email, which is okay, but let's see if we can find any personal email. And so we see Rick is the only person that we'll probably be needing to get in touch with. So I'm going to paste in the website. I'm going to copy Rick's email over here. We're going to copy the name of that, the name of the law office, so Batsky Law Office. Same thing for all of these, and you're gonna paste it. And again, you're gonna go through all of these. If you got us to do 30 of them a day, that's on you. Remember, you gotta get up a little early. You gotta stop being on social media during this time. I'm trying to send 50 emails a day because I gotta get that shit going. And now I know my video is getting a little longer, so I might actually make a separate video on part 2 on how to actually use Smart Reach IO, because this is going to be very important. So I'll be back when I have actually completed like maybe 30 or so leads.